Dudes Who Bet Sports.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Sports. Welcome back to another week of the show. We got some. It's gonna be some fun, I would say, on the show today. We've got some hot button topics that everybody's talking about. We'll weigh in on those. Let's start. We won't pick it yet. Let's start with the Super Bowl. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Let's get your thoughts on the two games first. So, and don't spoil what we're gonna talk about here in a second. But Denver. I think it's safe to say, as I was watching that game, if they have Bo Nix, they're in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I do too. I thought they played courageously. I thought they did what they were supposed to do. They just couldn't risk anything offensively.
Yeah.
The weather was terrible in the second half. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It was snowing, I think, a lot harder than what it looked on TV, and it looked pretty hard on TV because that field was just getting covered, and you couldn't kick the ball. You couldn't. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was.
So that helped.
It did help. I think it was just one of those things. It went exactly like we kind of thought they would go. It was just they couldn't do anything.
No.
And they came out and they were emotional and they got a score and they couldn't do anything. So
no, and then I think you look at the other side. Why didn't Are they that good? They couldn't take advantage of the fact that Denver couldn't do anything.
I mean, I think you can look at all three games and ask yourself that question on the Patriots of are they that good?
Yeah.
Seattle and the Rams, that looked like a championship game. So that looked like how a really good NFL game should look, in my opinion. And I just think Seattle was a little more well-rounded than the Rams.
Yeah. Their defense was just a little bit better, just a tad. And, I think the Rams with their skill people, their excellent skill people, kept them in it. Great quarterback. Their receivers are really good. Darnold played great.
Yeah.
What a story he is. Happy for him. Seems to be a really good guy. And now he can, I think, put to bed this crap that he was a failure in the NFL, hopefully.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to win the Super Bowl. They're 4.5-point favorites. I think they deserve that. I don't have any interest in it. I don't know about you, but I might once it gets started. I just don't feel like, and I could be proven wrong. How many times do you see a team that's going to come into this and you go, I just don't see how they can win, and they play great.
Yeah.
But on the surface right now, I don't see how New England can beat Seattle.
I agree. I think why to say I have no interest in it would not be accurate, but to say that this feels like, at least going into it, a Super Bowl that if for whatever reason you had to miss it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It does feel like it's this one. To me, and I think it all stems from New England and the fact that the first game they played a Chargers team who really was just beat to hell and it was ugly, and New England won. And then, they took advantage of one of the worst quarterback performances in the NFL. CJ Stroud was just awful. And again, it was an ugly game. And you kind of walked away from both games thinking this team's not very good.
Yeah.
And then you get last week, and what that was for Denver was just horrific. And you just look up and go, this team had a terribly weak schedule coming into the playoff. They feel like they're very fortunate at the path they've got.
Yeah.
And then you look over on the other side of the ball, and it's like, not all 14-3 teams are created equal. Seattle's ass kickers. I mean, they went on the road to San Francisco and dominated them, and they dominated them again in the playoffs. And they beat the Rams, they're a very tough team to beat.
Oh, very good. Tough.
We always talk about divisional games and how hard they are. They had to play two of them because they were the two best teams, and that that were there as well. And it just feels like this.
Won some tough games on the road.
Yeah, I mean,
they're proven. What do they have to prove?
It feels like a blowout is pending.
I don't think it will be a blowout simply because I think New England's defense will keep them in it. But I don't. Seattle, their defense is really good. I think they can shut New England down.
Yeah.
And I was surprised the Rams scored as many points as they did against them. It's simply the Rams are good. I think that was the Super Bowl. I do, and most people I've listened to think it was too.
Yep.
The NFC was better than the AFC this year.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the AFC doesn't have a great team.
No.
You have to give New England credit though for coming from nowhere.
Oh, New England's had an unbelievable year. They deserve a ton of credit.
Yeah, you don't want to just slam them,
No. Look, if New England would have just made the playoff, if you said at the beginning of the year, hey, New England's going to make the playoffs this year, you go, great. What a season.
Yeah.
They're on the right track.
Yeah.
And they're in the Super Bowl. So you do have to give them
credit. They've done a great job because they don't have a lot of superstars.
Mm-hmm.
They took advantage of a weak schedule. Well, some teams don't.
Yeah.
They won the games they were supposed to win. They went to Buffalo, or they beat Buffalo. I think they beat them in Buffalo, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat them in Buffalo, then blew a big lead and lost at home.
Yeah, so their number one team in their division, they split with and could have swept them.
Yeah.
And so you have to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
And they did win 2 playoff games. They weren't impressive, but they won them. And, the other thing is, even if Denver had won, they would have been flawed going into the Super Bowl. That was such a terrible injury for them to suffer when they did. Golly, hate to be a Denver fan.
I think if Bo Nix plays, they probably win that game by a score. Or
they would have beat the Patriots, I think.
Score or 2. And I think we are looking at this game and thinking Denver would have a chance.
Definitely.
I just look at this now and go, I think 4.5 is too low. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. And I'm looking at that 45.5 again. I don't know whether Patriots can score any points.
Well,
I can see them making 14, 17.
I mean, they're going to score a little, but the other flip side of the total, and I'm not knocking the Patriots defense. They have been dominant, and they've played. I mean, listen,
they play hard.
As bad as that offensive line was for the Chargers, I mean, the Patriots made them look just that much.
Oh, yeah, they took advantage of it. So
they took advantage of just some turnovers that were given to them in the Houston game. There's no doubt about it. They also forced a couple as well.
Yeah.
And then last week they just did what they probably should have done.
Again, I think we're overlooking one thing too about last week. The weather killed both teams offensively.
Yeah, for sure.
So that really, Denver had to win a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Well, with the weather being what it was, it gave them a chance to win it because New England New England knew they could stop Denver, so they couldn't make a big mistake. They did make, the only way they scored was Denver made a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take into consideration the weather really helped Denver's chances last week. So we didn't see the real New England offense. And didn't they play in the snow the week before they did? So they've had a couple of snow games.
Yeah.
So I don't know I think their offense is much better than what we've seen in these 2 playoffs.
The only pushback I'll give on really both games, the weather got worse in the second half.
It did.
There's really, I know it's cold and snowy, and it has its own challenges, but that first half, they really, in my opinion, they didn't have an excuse. They were terrible.
They were.
Just
think about it. Denver stopped them all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had that horrible turnover, which when you get right down to it, that
game
decision we're going to talk about, that turned that game. I mean, they don't make that mistake. They may have won 7-3.
Yeah, they may have never scored.
Yeah, I know it. So, they obviously were sitting on it in the fourth quarter. They weren't going to do anything to, make a mistake because they knew Denver was hampered. And, that weather was just awful. So,
comment here saying Buffalo or Jacksonville were the best the AFC had to offer. I mean, you kind of
think you're right.
and that kind of leads to two things. One, I don't necessarily disagree. I think Buffalo,
I think
they just in somehow in Buffalo fashion, they lost that game at Denver. I mean, and they still should have won, even though they got behind all the stuff. But to sit here and say, I think Buffalo and Jacksonville were the two teams in the AFC, and we all three are kind of like, yeah, the commenter and us are kind of agreeing. It just kind of shows you the AFC wasn't very good because
it was weak.
Jacksonville, they were okay. I mean, and again, I'm not disagreeing with the comment, but they were just okay. Like I never really looked at them as a great team.
No.
And Buffalo lost games all year. Like they weren't that good either when you get right down.
No, they had flaws all over the place.
Yeah.
You take the quarterback off that team and they're not that good. I mean, he carried them. They're pretty good offensively because of him, but defensively they aren't any good. Jacksonville's not proven. The one thing about Denver, if they had won this game, most of us kind of consider them as legit because they are tough. They are very hard to beat. And they've been there. They've been down for a while, but that franchise knows what this is all about. And I'm telling you, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
They've been there.
Yep.
New England's been there.
So is Seattle.
You know what this is about. Yeah, Seattle's been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They know what this is about. They know what maybe the players haven't been there, but the organization's been there.
Yeah.
They know how to handle this stuff. This is part of it, man. Can you go handle the distractions that they're going to have to face next week when this whole thing gets going? I'm a firm believer in that. A franchise that's been there, So it was down this year because of obvious reasons. The Burrow got hurt. There went the Bengals.
Yeah.
Baltimore was a disaster.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs were more than a disaster. They were a train wreck that just never could get going. Yeah. There's your name teams along with Buffalo. So the AFC didn't have those name teams in there this year.
No.
It's a
change
of the guard, So
yeah, and then you look at the the NFC and the normal names were in the playoffs for the most part.
They were. So, 49ers.
Niners, Rams. Eagles were there.
Packers.
Green Bay was there.
So they weren't that good, but they were there.
Yeah.
So, and Seattle's been in it. So
right. Yeah. Right.
They know how they got big time fans. Those guys know what they're doing up there.
Well, and we were talking about that last week as well. It's like, man, there's home advantages in the NFL, and then there's Seattle, and I would say Seattle and Kansas City, and I would have a hard time seeing two better ones than that. And maybe that Seattle situation is just.
Bringing that up. I've got a friend that listens to the podcast, and she was listening to. She's from the Kansas City. She's lived in Kansas City. She's a huge Chiefs fan, and she heard us talking about moving the stadium.
Yeah.
And she has a totally different perspective than we do because she's lived there.
Right.
And she said, don't get me wrong. She goes, there will never be another Arrowhead. Never. But she goes, where they're moving this stadium is in such a better area.
Well, to be fair, we said that last week.
Yeah, I know.
We said what?
Yeah, but
where Arrowhead and Kaufman are at.
Yes,
shithole.
I never have realized this. I've never been to a Chiefs game. I don't think you have either.
Yeah, have you? I've been to a couple, 3 or 4.
You've been to a Chiefs?
Yes.
The Chiefs game?
Yes.
Okay, I've just been when OU's played up there. I've never noticed because we go in the back way. I've never noticed that area being depressed.
Oh, it's bad.
And she said, that's the reason nothing's ever developed out that way.
Right.
It's because of the area it's in.
Right.
And she said, she goes, I don't want them to move either, but I understand why they did it.
Well, I think there's a couple of things to break down. So number one, even the area that we come in on, is not great, but it's the best probably road you could come in on, right?
Yeah, if you're going in that other way,
Mhm.
that's a disaster trying to get in there.
So when Heather and I went to the Royals game last summer, we went up and watched the Royals and the Dodgers. We stayed kind of downtown-ish. We were in a little area about 10 minutes from downtown. It's got a nice mall and stuff. And I can't remember the name of the area. It's kind of popular. But anyway, so we came in to Kaufman, which is Arrowhead, basically. They sit on the same parking lot. We came in a different way. We didn't come down Blue Ridge Boulevard. We were down, I think it's Blue Ridge Boulevard it's called, but we were coming down the other way, coming from the other side.
Yeah, you were coming from 70.
Holy hell. It was like driving through a third world country at times. We were like, is this a road that we're on right now? And it's like, well, there's a couple of cars that have Royals like stickers on them. It's got to be. Yeah, it was crazy. And then you drive up and then all of a sudden it's just like a big, kind of mound. And then you see the parking and you just pull in. It's like, wow, I've never been to it this way. This is bad. And then like, if you come off the actual interstate, which is fine, it might be 2 hours if you're at a Chiefs game before you get in the parking lot. So you either got to come in these little side roads that are just depressed areas, or you come right off the interstate. You can actually see the cars on the interstate if you're at Kaufman watching, if you're behind the plate. So that is true. That is definitely true. It's a terrible area.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing, and what drives every decision like this, is Kansas made a deal with them that's really not good for the state of Kansas.
It's not. They wanted they wanted that team there. They did. And
Missouri wouldn't match it, and I don't know that they could based on the economics of the county where it's at. So there's a lot to go into play. But the other thing, and I think with the weather games and everything happen, and I think Denver wants to build a stadium with a roof on it as well.
He was in on that too.
That's the thing.
And about them.
And I can agree with her on that. It's like, how many times have you sat up there and it's like, this is absolutely miserable?
Well, us old timers, that's part of football, but that's true.
But you're going to have and look, you got an AFC championship game in the second half played under snow. I mean, it's cool to watch on TV.
Oh, it was fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're also sitting there going, they played all year, and now the most important half of their season, they can't run the plays that they can.
No, they can't.
So I get it. Like I think it'll be a much more comfortable situation. I think in the area around it, they're going to build it up out there. And
oh my God, it's growing like crazy.
So. It's going to be better. I just think the thing is like the memories of that place and what that means for people that are fans, which is not me, by the way, but people who are. I think.
She also pointed out. She goes, "Y'all are thinking about Arrowhead and the Chiefs." She goes, It's just been recent times they've been this good. She goes, there was a long time they weren't, but that stadium just had name. That name was so cool.
To me, like the on-field stuff there's been a lot. I mean, it was mostly disappointments, right?
Yeah, but
but it's just kind of the even though it's before the game, it's the mystique of that place. It's always
that. She said the tailgating is
so
good, but times change.
Yeah,
times change. You can't keep the same thing forever. I know the Cardinals. They changed stadiums. Here a few years back, there wasn't much pushback on that because they didn't change the locations. They kept it where it was. And the stadium's totally different looking than the old one was.
Yeah.
And it's better looking than when the old one was built, everybody was building those cookie cutter bowl-like stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was. And then they went back to the old style of stadium, looking like the stadiums used to be back in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
So they replaced the bowl with the new thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right, Gray. And they want to put these malls around these new stadiums because there's so many people that come to those games, and they make, it's neat, especially baseball, because baseball's 81 games.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I get why they want to do it for sure. And
No,
I
that's
agree
it.
with Dennis. It's like when it first started, it was like, this is amazing. And then it's like, yeah, I don't know.
No, it was the boring game. It
Yeah,
was.
it's like I kind of wish this would stop. Yeah, so we could
That
actually
was a
watch
boring game.
football.
I have to admit it was on, but I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it.
The Cardinal situation, they have improved that stadium by 100 times, in my estimation.
Yeah, they have, and it's built up around it. They
Yeah.
made a a baseball village, I think it's called.
Yes, and it is awesome. So
It is, and people go downtown there when there's not games.
yes, and it's honestly, it's one of the only good things about downtown St. Louis anymore.
Yeah, it's not as good. They've let that thing go.
It is a horrific place once you get outside of Ballpark Village and the stadium, and then a little
The
bit
yards.
around the arch,
Yeah.
a little bit around where the Blues play, but that's about it.
Yeah, you don't have to go very far from where the Blues play to get in some trouble.
Exactly.
You got to be careful. So the Blues are still okay where they play. It's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel safe walking to the
Oh,
game.
for sure. Yeah.
It was kind of sketchy 25 years ago where the dome is.
Oh, I wouldn't go into the dome now if you paid me.
Not now.
It was. I mean, people would get their cars broken into if they went to. I remember like when our town went to the state championship, people got their cars broken into.
Yeah, it was
if they parked around the dome, and
Yeah.
now you would just get killed. So you wouldn't have to worry about it. So you would just die.
Yeah.
So there's St. Louis in a nutshell. I also love that the new stadium opens up towards the arch. Like you should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's St. Louis, like you need to see.
Well, when the old stadium was built, they were building the arch at the same time.
Yeah, I know. And like you said, when the old stadium was built, that was what it should look like in that time period.
Well, the downtown, you'll see pictures you probably have of the downtown before they did all this. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And they tore all those buildings down and built a new stadium. And of course, the arch, I don't think anybody could have thought the arch would become as popular.
Right.
As it did.
Yeah.
And that revitalized that whole downtown area, turned it into, places people wanted to go.
Yes.
Everybody wants to go up the arch.
Well, time to revitalize it again because it is a disaster once again in downtown St. Louis. I do not like it one bit.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I take it. I love the ballpark and the that is fantastic.
It
Everything
is.
really,
it's not that far a walk from Baseball Village to the Blues.
No, yeah, and that's what I do now. I just go there to there and back, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
You're still young enough now. For somebody like me, that's a pretty long walk. But
no, it's not. It's not bad.
It didn't used to be.
it's less than a mile.
That's not bad.
It's less than what we walked to the OU game for sure.
So you can actually stay in one of the hotels downtown and then walk to the game if you want.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Or walk to the hockey game. I mean,
don't get too far off. 2 blocks. That's about all it takes. All right. Nobody really cares about this, but us probably. But and that's cities in a nutshell. I feel like this time of life that we're in. Let's say. All right. Let's go to. You've got topics, and
I just got some stuff that's kind of fun to talk about.
I want to talk about the field goal /
scoring
for touchdowns every time thing first. So I didn't purposely talk about because I wanted to bring it up on your subject. So I guess the question I'll pose, and then you could talk what you're going to say.
We both have opinions.
Are analytics ruining coaching, in-game coaching in any sport? Your thoughts?
I was listening to somebody talking about this, and they really explained it in a way that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Analytics analyze the percentages of doing this.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't say you should do it.
Right.
It just analyzes. There's data they put in. And guess what? Here's the problem I have with all of this. The data is put in by humans.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be put in by humans. Computers don't think on their own.
Right.
So somebody could be biased putting some of this shit in there.
Well, I don't know. I think.
I don't trust these people.
Well, it's like, no, I disagree with that because some of this stuff, it's like, okay, there's been 1,000 third downs that have ran in this situation. Here's what happened. Like, that's not, there is no subjectivity to that. Right.
Yeah. But what if their research is flawed?
Well, I mean, I guess it could.
What if they want you to do this?
I don't.
Anyway, let's not argue about that.
Okay, let's say
Okay,
that.
so
I'll
it
say that.
says the
I'll
percentage
stop for a
says,
second. Stop for a second, because what
okay,
you're saying in a sports term is pretty inaccurate. But if we're talking about life, that could be a little different.
okay.
There's
So
no
let's say it's
analytic company out there going, let's trick these guys to go for it on fourth down. Like, that's not happening.
well,
But
okay, so
could
let's say
it be
there's a
happening in our own
60
life where we're feeding it wrong data and then kids are
Yeah,
looking it up and going, oh, that's wrong or inaccurate? Yes. But
okay. All right. So
sports,
let's
no.
say it's a 62% chance when the other team's got this
Right.
alignment on defense and you run a play, you're going to make the first down.
Right.
Well, okay, that's good. But you got to think, what your personnel is. Are you as good as they are?
Right.
What's the weather conditions?
Mm-hmm.
Analytics do not take that into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Is this other team really good at say you want to run the ball? Is your offensive line as good as theirs?
Right.
It doesn't take that into consideration.
No.
It just says overall statistics that we have compiled, there's
Right.
a 62% chance you'll make it in this situation
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Well, you got to think, which leads us to the Denver situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that one because you were going to go up 2 scores. Now, I don't know if they knew the weather forecast. You would think they would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
you think somebody would have said, hey,
Yes.
guys, we can get through this half. There's a storm coming.
Yes.
Get all the points you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whether Sean Payton used analytics or not. I don't know that. But I couldn't believe he didn't kick that field goal because 10-0
Mm-hmm.
in a game, you got to score every point you can get when you have no quarterback.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I don't know whether analytics played into it or not because we're seeing a trend now to not kick field goals.
Yep.
And we have the best field goal kickers we've ever had.
I know. That's it. Great point there. Yeah, go ahead.
They're making field goals from 60 yards, and it's routine nowadays.
Right. Like a 40-yard field goal now is I mean,
you miss that, you should get cut.
That pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. It's a given.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you get it blocked or it's in horrible conditions. I mean, now they line up and kick 52, 54-yard field goals, and they make them regularly. And it's trickling down into college, too.
So, yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. There's got to be a reason why they're kicking. They've got different balls they use now, don't they?
Yeah, or either that or everything's kind of specialized training, and they
the
kind
kickers
of have
are stronger, maybe.
Yeah, they found, whether it be weightlifting or conditioning or whatever to get them to get that.
They don't just come out and line up and kick now. They actually train.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, there's no field goals. And Sean Payton he's a great coach. There's no doubt about it. And you make mistakes and you do things, and in hindsight's 2020. But when he didn't kick that field goal, I said, "What are you doing?" Totally unlike him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look, maybe here's the deal. This has been a problem. We've complained about it for ever since we started the show, because kind of when it started, and it's gotten to the point of insanity now. And analytics or not, like you said, let's take that out of it for a second.
Yeah.
Nobody kicks field goal. Other than Andy Reid, nobody kicks field goal.
That's right.
And I'm with you.
Points.
I think in-game coaching in any sport, but it definitely in football is the worst it's ever been. And I do think
what I think it is.
Go ahead.
They got too many coaches on that sideline.
Yeah, it's part of it. I also just think there's less using your gut and more just
have to do it
doing whatever spitting out at you, because
whatever you think is right, you have to do it.
You have to know, and you said it, and this is the point I wanted to drive home. It's like these guys don't understand their team anymore. And you said it. Okay, if you got Bo Nix in that situation, maybe do it, but you've got a backup quarterback.
Right.
You're in a game where 1 point will make a huge difference in the game.
Yeah.
Like, and trust me, we watched however many games you played this year. We watched every one of them was like that, where one little thing will flip the game. 1 point's going to make a difference in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the style of game they were in. And they knew that going in.
They had to know it.
It's not like they went into that game thinking, okay, this is going to be 35-31. They knew that this was
the very thing happened. They had to have happened. They
yes.
out there and scored right off the bat. They got the lead. They put New England on their heels. And they gave their defense a chance then.
I just don't know when we're going to see this pull back. How many games do we have to watch? And this is a glaring example, but how many games do we have to watch? And I've watched it all playoffs. I've watched it all regular season. I've watched it the last 4 years. How many games we have to watch before we realize we have went too far? This is insanity. What's happening?
How many games has Detroit lost because of Campbell doing that kind of stuff? And he gambles and wins enough to where he can get away with oh God, what a riverboat gambler. Wow. Well, he lost the 49ers game a couple of years ago. He had a big lead and turned down a field goal that would have got him up by 3 scores, I think.
I would say Staley, who used to coach the Chargers, might still be the coach if this stuff, if he
I don't know how many times I would see him get the ball first, go down, beautiful drive, get stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, it wouldn't be 4th and 1.
No.
It'd be like 4th and 6.
Yeah.
And go for it. Didn't make it. So you've had that beautiful drive. You ran off 6 minutes of the clock and you got no points.
Yeah.
It is disappointing to have to kick the field goal. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 3 points are 3 points.
Yep. Yep.
In close games, especially in the NFL.
And this is the one I was going to put up. Dan brings it up right now. And so I was going to say next, you look at the Bears Rams. The Bears just kept going for it and kept going for it. And I know people are going to back up and say, well, all they got to do is make one of them and it works. Here's where, yes, if you are just looking at it from a straight, here's a fact. If you go for it twice and you score a touchdown, you'll have more points, 7 versus 6, if you kick 2 field goals. I get it.
Oh, I do too.
What about the emotion of your team, the momentum of your team? Like you said, you go down, you make a great drive. It's 4th and 4. You could kick a field goal. It's like, all right, we got 3. You go for it. You don't get it. What does that do to your team?
I will say this is about, there's nothing worse than being ahead 3-0 and you're driving and you're facing a 4th and 2. The temptation to go for it is so much greater because you're sitting there going, shit. We're only ahead 6-0.
Right.
Man, 10 means so. There's a time there when, if I was coaching, that would be hard to decide. I'd have to have
Well,
because 6 is the only thing 6-0 does is the other team has to score a touchdown to take the lead. That's the only thing.
Here's the deal: to get on a drive where it's 3-0 and you're driving, you first have to get up 3-0.
That's right. Yeah.
And this is the other point. This is the other point, and I get so pissed off when I talk to people because in people's minds, it's either you go for it every time or you kick it every time. You can't do a blend. It's like, no, that's coaching. That's decision making.
Well, a lot of it is too. You get back to the gut.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 3-0. Your gut tells you we've got a play that's going to work.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Or, hey, like you said, we got a matchup over here that I really like.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. But I see so many of them going for it. It's 4th and 6.
I know. It's like, okay, 4th and 2 at the 25-yard line, and it's no score in the game. Well, maybe kick it. 4th and 2 at the 25-yard line, and you're ahead 3-0. Well, maybe go for it that time.
That's
like
true.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing. It's like It is not, and that's again, it is not one thing or another. You can do whatever needs to be done. And look, it's 4th and 2, and I've got Josh Allen. Okay, maybe I go for it. It's 4th and 2, and I got Jarrett Stidham. Maybe we kick. Like I don't see how it's that. I feel like analytics are, by the way, I think they're great. I think they're fantastic. I think where the problem is happening is we're relying way too much on it.
Oh yeah.
Take it for what it is, use it to your advantage, but you still have to use your brain in situations. And that's a thing that it just blows my mind sometimes, some of these decisions that are being made to the point where it's like, guys, we've gone way too far here. Like we needed to lean into numbers. I don't think they're bad at all, but it's gotten to the point now where we've got to pull it back. I mean, because it's costing every single week. You could probably look back and look at situations like this,
especially in the NFL where these games are so close.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hardly ever see a total blowout.
Yeah.
Now I do something that's become a kind of a trend in recent, I think is totally agree with, is 4th and a foot and you got the ball on about your 44-yard line. Go for it.
Sure. Yes. Agree.
If you don't make it, you just got to look at yourself and say, that's ridiculous. We can't make a foot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And let me shut that.
I agree with that 100%. If you're sitting there and you can't, you can't make a foot in a game and keep possession of the ball, that's whatever. And even if, look, I don't have any problem going for it in situations like that. It's just
don't take. That's something that coaches have started doing, and I thought I should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah. Don't
kick the ball when it's 4th and a foot.
For me, it's an issue of don't take points off the board. That's where it gets in it for me. Like, and again, that's what I say. It's like people always go, well, you got to go for it, son. Well, of course you do, but you
do.
Just use your
team
head.
Wants you to. Your team wants you to do it. They want you to show the confidence you have in them. But there's time. Okay, if it's 4th and a little more than a yard.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you're ahead by 6 points and you got it on your 45. There, you better punt it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get it, you're going to give them the ball to where they can go down and beat. So there's certain circumstances you don't do these things, and analytics has got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's called brains.
Yeah. Well, and I think the big thing, you have to know your team. And so say just a team like the current, the last year's Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
If it's 4th and 1 or 2 and you're not on your side of the field, punt it.
You have to.
Because you don't have a good offense. You don't have a good offensive line, and your defense is the strength. So you punt it. But
your defense is really good. You want them to make the other team drive at 80 yards.
Exactly. But then you go back to when the Baker Mayfield years or the Kyler Murray years or even Jalen Hurts, you go for it because your defense sucks. Your offense.
Well, if you'll remember, they did go for it a lot when they had those quarterbacks.
So, and again, so it goes back to what I'm saying. It's like they knew their team. And I think Venables, for the most part, knew his team this year.
I'll tell you another good situation.
He was pretty conservative.
You may remember this game. I'll never forget it. And it was a year when OU was good. I think they won the Big 12 championship, but I don't think they were a playoff team that year.
Mm-hmm.
They were at Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
A&M was probably better than us that year. We weren't great. That may have been the Paul Thompson year.
It was
17-16. We were ahead.
Yep.
We were holding on.
Yep.
For dear life. We needed to make a first down and we could ice it.
Yep.
We had the ball on our 25-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4th down and a foot.
Mm-hmm.
Stoops knew if he kicked that ball to A&M, they were going to come down and kick a field goal.
For context, so people know what's going on, OU got ahead 17-0 in the game.
Yeah.
In the first, say, 6 minutes of the game.
Right.
It may have been a little longer than that, but they were overmatched the rest of the game.
They were. Yeah. They weren't as good as them.
No, they weren't. No.
They were ahead because they were Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Basically. And they made some plays and got the lead, and they were sitting on because they didn't have an offense.
No.
So this is a time when your gut tells you,
right,
if we don't get this first down, we're going to get beat.
Yep.
So he figured it. He just thought, guys, we got to go for it.
Right.
We make the first down, game's over. We only got to make a foot.
Yeah.
if we can't make a foot, we don't. I remember him saying this. If we can't make a foot, we don't deserve to win the game anyway.
Right.
And
Yep.
he said, I can remember all of this. He said, you got to live with your decision on this.
Yep.
To me, it was a no-brainer. And we were both sitting there watching the game together. It was on the road. And we we're sitting there watching that game together. And both of us were saying, you got to go for it. You just got to.
Yep.
If you don't make it, you don't make it.
Yep. Yep.
Those are the coaches' decisions that you got to make. You know,
So,
you don't need analytics. I'm sure he didn't want to look at analytics.
no.
His dad was saying, I got to make this first down because if we don't, we're going to punt it. They're going to get on about the 40.
Yeah.
All they got to do is get 2 or 3 first downs, and we're going to lose 19-17. We've had to lead the whole game.
So this was the game, just to be clear on it. Oklahoma's starting quarterback in this game. They won this game, by the way, on the road at Texas A&M. Texas A&M coming into that game was 8-1.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that, but yeah, they were a good team. Oklahoma starting quarterback Paul Thompson, 3 of 12, 39 yards. That was his stat line in the game.
See, that's a game where tradition wins and coaching decisions you make. I guarantee you they punt that ball, they lose that game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if they don't make it in today's times, the media is going to roast him.
100%.
But if they didn't go for it and they came down and score, they're going to roast you too.
Yeah. Oh,
that's the problem these coaches face today. There's so much media bitching, podcasts like us.
Yeah.
And it's, so yeah, you got to use your gut. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So, you're right about that. And you're right about the media. I was thinking back, and I said it last week when Indiana had that fourth, what was it, like a 4th and 4 or 5, and they ran a quarterback draw and scored a touchdown on it. Right. Mm-hmm. And my phone was just blowing up. Wow, gosh, what a call. Incredible call. And I'm sitting there going, that's one of the worst play calls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. 3 yards before the first down marker, you got a guy right there for Miami. Now, the block is executed and Mendoza makes a little cut. But if one little thing goes wrong with the block or he doesn't make the right cut, he's nailed for a 2-yard gain. Miami gets the ball back with all the momentum.
Yeah.
And everybody in my phone is going, why in the world? You've got the Heisman Trophy winner and you didn't try to throw the ball.
That's right. Absolutely. Weren't you thinking the same thing? I was.
When he called it, I thought that's awful. And then when I saw the guy standing right there, I was like, well, they did get what they deserve. It's a terrible play call. Then it works. And everybody goes, what a genius this guy is. It's like,
what does that tell you? What's this point out? Players make you look like a genius.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He made the play.
Yeah, he made a great play. And
it's what I've said about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell me how good an offensive coach Andy Reid is. I know he is.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how good their coordinator is. I know he is. He is. But
yeah,
I could call plays with Patrick Mahomes.
Right. It's not that hard.
Hey, Patrick, go out there and make this guy miss. Go right to that first down stick every time and get the first down.
Yeah.
And I've called a horrible play. The play didn't work.
Well, see, here we go. Mendoza was the idiot. I don't listen to all that shit. So it sounds like they called a pass. Mendoza ran it. I don't
know. He
must have audibled into it. It definitely was a quarterback.
He may have, but he made the play.
Yeah, he made the play. Exactly.
Because he's good.
Exactly. Yes.
That's how you win games.
Yeah. No, you do. Because though that was a situation right there where if the play isn't made, Miami probably wins.
Yeah. The last coaching job I had, real quick, and we'll go to the next one. 2 years before we got good, we'd won 4 games. We were behind 50-8 at the half a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the same shit we did when we won 25 games.
Right.
23 games. Difference was we had players. They could play.
Yeah.
So you call a play, they execute it.
Right.
The other guys would try it, but they'd throw the ball away, or they'd go the wrong direction, or they couldn't make the shot. They might get the shot, but couldn't make it.
Right.
or they get fouled and miss both free throws. I mean, it's just shit like that. You got to have players. You have.
Oh yeah.
You don't have them, you're not going to win. I don't care who you are.
No.
Which leads me to the next topic.
Okay, next topic.
How in the hell is Bill Belichick not a what kind of bias is this?
So I will say this.
He's weird, but
once I'm trying to put this.
I doubt if he cares, but anyway.
No, I'm trying to put this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm being a total jerk. Okay, just in my like general experience with horse racing and horse racing media. Once you realize and you kind of get to know not all, but a lot of the people that make the decisions for who goes into the Hall of Fame and who in horse racing wins an Eclipse Award.
Yes.
You do start to look at things like awards and Hall of Fames very differently than you did when you didn't know those people. That's what I will say. And that is not all people. Some of them take it very seriously and do a very good job. A lot of these people that make these decisions, they hold grudges. They're not very smart to begin with.
Yeah, I got you.
I hate to sit here and say, I mean, this is a joke. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. I was hoping you were going that way.
But
I understand it perfectly.
This is what I'll say. I used to watch the horse racing Eclipse Awards religiously, and I would wait for weeks and I would get excited. I didn't know they had them this year. And I haven't watched them for like 8 years. Once you kind of know how these things are made, how these decisions are made, you kind of realize, even though the Hall of Fame is an amazing thing and it's a great honor, it's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
So I think it's crazy. I think it's idiotic. I'm not surprised. I guess that's the way I'm summing it up.
It's media bias. It has to be.
Yes.
How can anyone deny what he did?
I don't know.
And they never had superstars up there other than the quarterback.
Yeah.
And whether you like him or not, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't matter. You got how many Super Bowls he win?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. It is. Now he's a strange dude. We all know that.
Yeah, and the Manilow chimes in, and this is what I've heard too. It's a Deflate Gate. They've rallied against.
I know it. That's total bullshit.
Well, it's bullshit that he didn't get in, but I think that is a fact.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. I just making sure we were on the same page there. Yeah,
I always thought
think that is something that happened.
I always thought that was so stupid. They won the game 45-0.
Yeah, I mean it was stupid, but I do think. Here's the deal.
Why shouldn't the officials get blamed a little bit for that?
Yeah, but all of it aside, here's the deal. This is the kind of stuff that happens in this stuff.
I think it's more what's happened now.
Well, I think
having a 28-year-old girlfriend.
I think that's part of it. Yep.
Yeah.
He's 100% blackballed from the NFL, in my opinion.
Well, that's true.
And and there could be more to it that we don't even know, but I think that's some of it. But
I don't know that I would. The thing I would have against him now, if I was the general manager and was looking for a head coach, he's too old. I would hold his age against him. Yeah. Because I'm that old. So I know the energy it takes and all that. And you got to deal with these athletes. That's very difficult to deal with these days when you're an older guy.
Yeah. So,
but him not being in the Hall of Fame, come on.
And again, I don't know anybody personally that votes in any of this stuff other than racing. I know a lot of them, and you kind of I vote in a couple of horse racing polls throughout the year, and you kind of that every week they'll send like a list of who voted what, and you can go down the list and go, well, okay, most of these people are watching every day. Like you could tell, you can just tell. And I'm not saying sometimes it's debatable, and I'm not I have this one number 1 and you have him number 2.
Oh, yeah.
No, not any of that. I'm saying some of them that voted in this poll, you can tell they're not really watching. It's just like, well, that's crazy. You have a horse here at number 1 or 2 and nobody even has them ranked, or stuff like that. And then you kind of, okay, well, who are these people? And you look and go, well, yeah, they also vote on the eclipse. They also vote on this and that. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, people that vote on this stuff sometimes aren't really the people that are the most qualified to vote on the stuff. And also, people that vote on this stuff are a lot of media members, and media members hold huge grudges.
They do.
It's just kind of,
and that's what it is. It's obvious the media got back at him.
Yeah.
But it is a total joke. It cheapens the Hall of Fame.
And Dennis said it. He's an ass, and that's. But there's a lot of assholes in the Hall of Fame.
Well, here's the thing. So. Everybody I've ever heard that knows him personally says away from the game,
right?
He's not that way.
That's how most of these guys are.
That's how most coaches are.
Yeah.
You look, if you followed, again, we always bring up Oklahoma because we know more about it. If you followed Oklahoma football when Stoops was there, he comes across as he's arrogant in press conferences, things.
Yeah.
But away from the game, anybody who's ever been his friend, and now he has loosened up and you can see it. They always said this guy's the most personable guy, most fun guy to ever be around in your life. They can't do that when they're the head coach. They just can't.
No.
They can't show themselves. They just can't. So some of them can, but
it is kind of a, like Dan said, shouldn't be giving awards to horses that only run once in North America. But I will say this: I don't know that that's a voter issue as much as there needs to be some guidelines set by the Eclipse Awards or whoever the hell NPRA, I guess. I don't know who runs it, but
that's the problem.
Because I agree, but at the same time, it's like, well, some of those divisions, it's like, well, this horse clearly is the best one. What do I do with this? I don't know. So that would
be kind of hard to pick sometimes.
Well, it happens in the turf divisions a lot because our turf horses sometimes aren't very good, and then one comes over here and it's like, well, he only ran once, but and it happened with Forever Young and the older. I don't want to get into it. I don't care enough, but it's just like. There are problems in that, not having rules.
Well, I don't care about Bill Belichick making Hall of Fame either.
No, I don't particularly care. It's not going to keep me up at night, but
no. But when that ran across the bottom of the ESPN feed last night, I had to look at it twice.
Well, it's one of those. It's not like it's a debatable subject. It's like that's a first Hall of Famer, and you move on with your life. Like
I don't know how many players have come out today saying this is a joke.
Yeah.
A travesty. Now, if your players are coming out saying that, that's all I need to know.
Well, and it's like
you can't fool those guys.
And it's like, did you get your joy out of it? Whoever blackballed him, like, are you happy now? Like, is this
you made a fool out of yourself?
Do you feel good about it? I don't know. Yes, is probably the
answer. Guess those votes are not public. I guess they're not public as who.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I would like to know, but.
I do think a lot of times it is a battle of somebody that is probably not overly happy with where they are in life, and they don't have a whole lot of power, and they're very powerless against the people that are actually doing this, which is coaches and players. And so, they're gonna.
Well, I mean, how many
back at you now with my keyboard kind of thing?
How many of these guys that are sounding boards? That big mouths that everybody listens to ever played the sport? They may not have.
No.
They may not have ever.
Probably. I would say you could probably pick out the ones that didn't based on how they react to things.
Yeah.
A
lot of them do. And a lot of them are really good. And they know what they're talking about. They do.
And I want to be very clear. There are people in the industry that I'm in that do a fantastic job and are great people. And then, but there's a lot that you just kind of look at it and go, I don't really know that person should be voting on anything. So, but I'm sure that's the way it is anywhere. But again, I'm not even suggesting there's a way to fix it. I'm just suggesting that once you kind of learn how things are done, it does kind of cheapen what it
does.
Is. Yeah.
And then there's other people that get into the Hall of Fame and you look and go, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I know. No, I
So
agree.
anyway, I just thought this was.
It was crazy.
Now, the next one.
Yeah.
I want to know
Okay.
who's in charge. I want the list of names. They should be made public. Who's in charge of making the decisions on the college playoffs? I want these names published. I want to know who they are, and I want their ass out of there now.
Yeah, I don't.
Everybody wants 12 teams.
16.
16 teams.
Yeah.
I thought this was a given, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, that's not the most absurd thing they've done, and that's absurd.
Yeah.
The most absurd thing they've done is they pushed the national championship game for next year to the 25th of January.
Mm-hmm.
That means these kids that are playing are in the second semester of the school year.
Their basketball team would have played about 6 conference games by the time the football.
More than that.
Yeah, right.
That would be right now.
Right.
They played 8, 9 conference games.
Played 8 or 9. Yeah.
They've already played almost 20 games.
So
in basketball. Basketball season's got a month to go, and then the big dance.
Part of it is, and it's to make this be the solution is insane, but Labor Day is very late this year. So
true.
It's pushed everything back. And so that's why they've done it. They didn't think at all. It's like, okay, well, blah, 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 blah.
Obviously they didn't think. Obviously they don't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
So publish. Who's on this thing?
Mantle says it's public. He said it's a bunch of ADs and head coaches and former presidents.
I hope it's not presidents of the United States.
No, former.
I know.
University
it's
president.
Just being funny.
All right. Maybe I can find it. Who?
Well, I knew that's who's on it, but I knew it was made up of that. I thought it was a done deal. We were going to 16. Now, I was listening to some guys talk about it. I want to see if I can get this straight. The Big Ten is the one that controlled it. Now, again, I kind of trust these guys, but I'm not positive this is true. Somebody on the chat may know. The Big Ten wanted to go to 24 teams. Not this year, but down the road. I believe it was the Big Ten. And the rest of the conferences didn't really want to do that. They thought that was too many.
Too many.
So the Big Ten has a lot of power, of course. They're the ones that nixed it. Now, again, don't quote me on it because I don't know this for a fact. But that's what I was listening to. And I think these guys know what they're talking about. So, everybody was just thinking, okay, 16, we're not going to have any buys anymore, And I think they were going to change it to, the Pac-12 is coming back. Now, I don't know who's going to be in it, but I think it's going to reform. Again, I don't know who's going to be.
It's basically the Mountain West with Oregon State and Washington.
I'm just
State.
wondering if Stanford and Cal may come back to the Pac-12.
No.
You don't think they might?
No.
I would think I don't know that they're doing any good being where they're at. But anyway.
Well, they're making a lot more money. And that's
but
all
then
they care about.
Supposedly, they're going to include the Pac-12 as part. They will get a team. And the rules will change to where Duke would have been in there this year.
Right.
By the new rules, if they had taken up what the Big Ten wanted.
Right.
So that supposedly is what nixed it. But I'm more mad about why are you playing the championship game so late?
Well, here's the problem. Well, that's ridiculous. I'll start with that. There's no defending that.
No.
Okay. So a couple things need to happen. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm for 24. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be against it.
Here's why. The bowl games are dead.
Yeah, they are. So
even though I think 12 is probably okay.
I think 16 is perfect.
the bowl games are dead. So we might as
Oh, they
well.
are. They are.
We might as well reserve the bowl games for those little conferences that actually kind of want to go.
Well, I like my idea. Throw
What?
them, have them have a national championship
Well,
round, and let the bowl games host that.
it's not. I mean, that
It's
would be
not
great.
going to happen
It's not
because
gonna
it
happen.
makes sense.
But so get more teams. It's kind of pointless. But I mean, some of those games, like these teams aren't good. They shouldn't be here. But
No,
at least we're getting a football game that has some meaning.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, the smaller schools, and if you want to go to a bowl, okay, we got less of them, so you can fill them up with teams that actually want to be there.
Yeah.
Some of those bowls were okay. So try to make as many good bowls as you can. Get the 24 in, even though I don't really want 24 in, and go from there. I think that would be okay.
You got to get the championship game sooner. You have to. It loses steam. It just, what are they going to do? Sit around a month and practice?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. And also, like, it didn't work out for us on the field, but the home game at Norman for the playoff was very cool.
Oh, it is.
This current system makes no sense. Okay, 1 through 4, your fans don't get to see a home game.
Right.
5 through 8, you guys do. It's like, so we got to get to a point where there's no buys in the first round.
That's why going to 16 would have made so much sense.
That's why 16 makes sense. They're all, you're all playing. The 8
your
get
top
the campus
8
games.
Get a playoff game at home.
Yeah, I mean,
you make revenue.
Whoever thought of that to begin with that should never happen.
They shouldn't be on the committee.
No, you having that home game is cool, and anyway, so that was crazy.
Anytime you have a 12-team tournament, whatever, there's no way you can do it without 4 teams getting a bye. They have to have a bye.
Yep. So what do you?
There's too many teams. I mean, there's not enough teams to fill out the bracket.
No.
Sit down and draw up a bracket, and there's no way you can do it.
No. So
you have double elimination and all that crap.
I guess you're going to have to maybe the first. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know, but look. I hate to say it like this, and I hope something happens to turn this thing around. But I look at college athletics a lot of like how I look at horse racing, and how I mean by that is, there's very many pieces that are broken, and there's no governing body that are going to be able to fix it. And so I've kind of lost hope in anything actually making sense, and I'm just going to enjoy what's on the field or ride racing, what's on the track, and kind of ignore the rest. That's the take I'm at right now. And until
you just have to hope your team's good. That's all you can do.
Yeah, and again, it's just like I can't. I mean, I just think they've made so many decisions or lack of decisions or lack of leadership that I've just kind of washed my hands of thinking it's going to get fixed, really. And it's just like, I'll just watch it when it's on, and that's it.
Well, I have to admit, I was shocked when I heard they didn't change anything except the dates to play the games back farther. And you're saying that's because of the calendar. So I was shocked. I thought, well, 16's a done deal. That's all everybody's talking about.
I can't tell you how many people kind of was like, I forgot that the national championship game was played.
Absolutely, because it's right in the middle of the pro playoffs.
Well, it's just like when New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, it's like, man, I was getting a lot of texts, like people were into it, and not just from like the normal college people, but people that don't really talk to me about it much. And even that next round, but by the time the actual championship game got here, it was basically just my college football texts were coming in, and that's it.
Well, you know why? The regular season ends the 1st of December.
Right. Yeah.
The pros go right into the playoffs and play straight through until now, the Super Bowl, when you got 2 weeks.
Which is fine.
It is. You need to build up to that.
Yeah.
And I just can't understand. There's this stuff I'm baffled, but there's a lot of things I'm baffled. One more thing.
I'll say this to sum it up. What I think college football is in college athletics in general, but let's go strictly college football. It is just the volatility and how it's changing is just incredible, right? It's going to be tough for anybody to navigate it, but you've got this evolving, changing Wild West type of thing. And you got playoffs thrown into it now they never had to deal with and all this stuff. But then the NCAA still wants to act like it's the same that it was.
Oh yeah.
They're not trying to do anything. They're trying to keep all the bowls. They're trying to keep all these schedules. And it's like, this all needs to be scrapped and completely reworked. And they're not willing to do anything. So
it needs to be overhauled, a complete overhaul.
Yes. And then, so you get this crazy situation with all this old school type of, and it's just like, it's never going to work. But
no.
Anyway. Okay. Last thing. Go ahead.
Well, a couple things. This one's real quick. We're seeing all these coaches changes. It's coming. I heard this on Dan Patrick's show.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a GM, which would be your comfortable level? Go get an older, or not an older, but an established coach that's out there, or get a young guy, been a good coordinator. What is your comfort level if you were looking for somebody? Because now we're seeing a lot of, Mike McCarthy's coming back to Pittsburgh. Been out of the game, a couple of years probably?
Mm-hmm.
No question. Good coach, does a good job. And then we're seeing them go out and hire assistants for something like Joe Brady's moved up at Buffalo to take McDermott's place. He was a offensive coordinator there. We see that. So it was kind of an interesting decision. I mean, would you be more comfortable with McCarthy, who's proven he can win, or Joe Brady, who's just coming up?
I would always lean towards trying to get something new versus trying to get a retread.
Yeah.
But it depends. Like, if Harbaugh's out there, you go get him. If Vrabel's out there, you go get him.
Yeah.
But I would not want a retread.
Well, don't you think, though, that McCarthy probably fits the Pittsburgh mode?
Probably.
He probably will do fine there.
I wouldn't have. I mean, he's probably the problem. If I'm Pittsburgh with McCarthy, I think I've hired the same exact guy.
That's what they like, though, I think.
And that's probably fair. Yeah.
That's what they're used to. So I can see them doing it. I couldn't see a lot of other teams do it.
I think it's philosophy. I think it's philosophy. Do you want to try to hit a double, or do you want to try to hit a home run with the chance of striking out?
Yeah. See, like Buffalo, I could see they wouldn't want to go get. Because they fired a guy that's been pretty successful. So why do you want to hire somebody that's exactly like the guy you fired? Right.
That's the problem.
But Pittsburgh goes, and that's what they like.
I think any walk of life, when you get rid of somebody and you don't want them anymore, no matter what the job is, you're hiring the opposite next.
Yeah, that's kind of what you do.
That's just how life is. And I think, unless you just are completely satisfied with what's going on and you just want it to continue like that. But I think all the time, college football coaching is definitely one, and NFL and really any coaching. I think about, and I don't know why I think about this, Oaklawn track announcers. Okay. So they had Vic Stauffer, who is whatever you want to say about him.
He's out there.
He's his own thing.
That's right. You don't tell him what to do. You tell him what to do, but he won't do it.
No matter how you think of him, I'm not going to get into my opinions on it, but he is definitely his own situation, right?
Yep.
And so they fire him, and I'm not going to get into why it's right or wrong or whatever. I'm not getting into it.
Yeah.
And they hire Matt Ditterman, and in the whole history of the world, there's never been two more opposite people than Vic Stauffer and Matt Ditterman.
Yeah. And he's company all the way.
And Matt is probably the most mild-mannered, good. And I'm not even saying Vic Stauffer's a bad human being. I mean, Matt Ditterman is the exact opposite of Vic Stauffer.
Vic cannot control himself. He knows better, but he just can't because he's controversial.
He's
some of those guys are.
He's something, and Matt is the opposite something of Vic.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him saying something that's going to make somebody mad.
So when I've only talked to Matt Dinnerman like once or twice my whole life, and he was super, super nice.
Oh, yeah.
And when they hired him, I literally laughed out loud because I thought, well, that's a great hire. Number one, he's very good, and I think he'll fit great. And number two, it's like if they went out and got the exact opposite of what they just had, and they know we'll never have to deal with Matt Dinnerman. He will show up, he'll do his
That's what I'm
job,
saying.
and he'll do everything we want him
Yeah.
to do. You know,
Hey, Matt,
So,
hey, Matt, we need you to say this today. Gotcha.
yeah, he'll do anything because he's
How
a
do you want
pro.
me to? How do you want me to say it?
Right, he's a pro. He's going to do his job, and that's it.
Yeah.
But and I always think though, if Matt ever gets another job or whatever, Matt will never get fired. I guarantee you. But if he gets another
No.
job, they'll
Well, the
probably
other
get
thing
somebody
is, too,
completely different. They'll get
Yeah,
like,
and he can do the job. He's
oh
good.
yeah, he does a great job. I
Yeah,
hope they,
so that's
I hope
the
they
other
keep him
thing.
forever. I
He's
love
good
him.
at it. So you
Oh
got to be
yeah,
good
he's
at it.
fantastic. I
Yeah.
think he's great.
Yeah. You have to be good at the job, and then now they've hit the gold mine because not only is he good and he's likable, he's not going to cause you any trouble.
Nope.
You're not going to have to be fighting fires all the time.
He was perfect hire. So, but if he gets another job, they'll go the opposite way. They'll go, we're going to get whoever, and
Yeah.
it's just like, that's just how it works.
Yep.
That's just how, that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So like with the Bills, they kind of got rid of the kind of an older,
They had to go in a
rugged,
different-
whatever you want to say about
Yeah.
him. And they got the young up and coming coordinator,
And the Steelers are just a conservative organization. They've always been that way. They don't fire
Yep.
coaches. They're just kind of so they hired the same guy they always and one of the reasons they've done it is they have success. They don't need to change their philosophy because they make the playoffs every year. So I mean, they're not doing as well as they would like, but they haven't had a quarterback, and you get a quarterback, they're going to be tough to beat. One more thing, and this is just insanity. I have no idea why the NFL thinks they have to have a Pro Bowl. And now you have Shadur Sanders in the Pro Bowl. How many guys had to have said no before they pick him?
It's, all-star games.
Go to that.
All-star games have become very interesting.
What?
Well, in the fact that the Pro Bowl should not exist.
Will you watch a minute of that?
No.
It's not even a game.
Pro Bowl sucks. The NBA All-Stars is
Total
a joke.
waste of time.
It's horrible.
Hockey
figured it out.
Yeah, they did. They kind of got something that's kind of interesting.
Kind of.
Baseball's
elevated to the sport to a level it had never been.
Yeah,
year.
So they did the right thing.
So,
but you're talking about the Four Nations thing.
Yeah, that's what they're going to the Four Nations, and they're going to go to the Olympics, then they're going to go back to the Four Nations setup. Like they figured it out.
I forgot that's kind of what they did. Yeah. I forgot they don't play that one league against the other where there's 14-13 like they used to.
No, they don't. They've changed that.
Yeah. Theirs is totally different. Yeah.
I think
baseball still. I don't know. For some reason, I don't watch it anymore, but I don't watch baseball.
Baseball definitely plays better than these other ones.
Well, they've got a little bit on the line too, because the league that wins the All-Star game gets home field in the World Series.
Baseball is watchable, no doubt.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is watchable.
This pro football thing is a total waste of everybody's time.
It has been for a while now, too.
It has.
Yeah.
Those guys are not about to go over there and try. They don't want to get hurt. It's insanity.
How can we fix the All-Star game for the NFL? I don't
have it.
Think there's a fix.
No. Why is it who cares?
Well, there it is.
The season's over.
The Super Bowl teams can't go.
No, the players on the Super Bowl can't go.
The risk of injury is there.
Oh my God!
It's a real game.
Making? Yeah. They don't want you to go out there and hit them.
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything.
You can't. Not today.
And I don't think basketball. There's nothing you can really do either. Those guys,
They're not gonna
those
do that.
basketball players will barely play in the regular season. You want to go play an all-star game? I mean,
Exactly, and it's the guys you're resting every other day in the regular season.
Yeah.
That are playing in the All-Star game.
But for whatever reason, well, I know the reason. There's good hockey players all over the world, and so they really, really care, right? Like the Four Nations, really, when you dig down deep, it's a meaningless exhibition tournament.
Yeah, but you get the countries involved.
Yes, and those guys played their ass off, and that's
they do because it means something to them,
right? And that's why the Olympics will be great as well. But they don't. The other sports, they don't care about it like that. So
no. The NBA All-Star game used to be okay because of the 3-point thing and the dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd watch that. That was the night before, I think, or 2 nights before.
Yeah.
But now it's gotten to where every Tom, Dick, and Harry can dunk it they're fantastic. Everybody can dunk it. There's no such thing as an unbelievable dunk. Everybody can do it.
How many dunks can you do before you've seen
that's
the other problem. There's too many.
Exactly.
It's overplayed.
Home run derby is still kind of interesting sometimes to watch.
Well, also with the dunk, like Michael Jordan was in the dunk contest. Now it's like, who is this guy? Where does he play?
Oh, that's right.
Guy off the bench for the Hornets?
Because they all can dunk it.
Well, because they don't want to get hurt either. They don't
care.
I know. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like we don't even know who some of these guys are that are in it. Now some still.
You can go to D2 basketball and every kid on the floor can dunk it. This is D2 college basketball, and they can dunk just like Jordan used to.
Right. Yeah.
Because they practice it all the time.
Exactly.
And they do it for fun,
Yeah, the dunk is, it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't play on TV anymore, that dunk contest now.
But okay, so Sanders gets to go to the Pro Bowl. That means almost every other AFC eligible quarterback said, I ain't going to that damn thing.
And that's because, again, and I don't know. I guess there still should probably be pride in being an all-star, but it's not for people.
Because it's not even a game. Now, some of them get an incentive in their salary if they make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, a lot of these guys too. It's like when their season's over, they're out.
They're done.
Yeah.
Why do they go? Well, it's a trip to Hawaii. They go to Hawaii anytime they want anyway.
Well, they don't even go. It's not even in Hawaii anymore.
Oh, it's not.
I think it's. I don't know where it is now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it's not in Hawaii anymore. No.
Oh, for God's sake.
And I think that's why the baseball thing, another reason why it works, it is mid-season. And like I said, there's something on the line.
Yeah.
It's mid-season.
Yep.
And I don't know, maybe if you said that NBA basketball, it's mid-season, maybe if that was for home advantage, maybe they'd play. I have no idea.
Yeah. Something that the pros
that's right. It's in Vegas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hell, they go to Vegas all the time. It's not even a trip for them. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They're sick of football. My God, they played 17 games. Some of them, if they make the playoffs, play more than that.
Yeah.
They have no interest in going and doing that.
Yeah. No.
I will not watch. Is that this week? Do they play it now? Yeah, that they do, don't they? Because that's why there's no players from the Super Bowl.
Yes, it is this week. All right. I'm going to look up when.
Oh, man, I hope it snows Sunday so I can watch that.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. NFL. And this shows you the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl's in San Francisco. So, okay. So now it looks like what they've done is made it at the same place, maybe where
where the Super Bowl is.
Well, it's weird. It's in San Francisco at the Moscone Center. What is
probably an indoor, probably an indoor type thing, I bet.
All right, now we got to look this up. Huh.
Well, yes, they're playing flag football. They just will play inside.
Oh, is it? See, I didn't even know there. So they play flag now?
Well, that's what they've done in the past.
Okay, here is
a year ago or something.
The Moscone Center. Okay. Yeah, it is indoor. Huh. All right. Well, this looks like a total waste of anybody's time.
Well, obviously it is. If Shedeur Sanders makes the Pro Bowl, that means everybody else said no.
Well, yes. Get this. tickets, the cheapest ticket to go to this Pro Bowl, somebody still cares, is $556.
Oh my God. I wouldn't pay 56
That can't be right.
cents.
That can't be right.
No, it can't be.
No.
It cannot.
That's what this says. Wow. Huh.
Well,
Okay, well, there you go. I don't
do you
I
get
don't
to
know.
sit with them at the game or something?
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
none of them are going to be there. So obviously, okay, AFC quarterback Josh Allen didn't go.
Wait a second. This says Sunday. No, this is tickets to the tailgate. Never mind.
Okay, I was going to say.
When you click on it, it brings up tickets to the tailgate.
Okay. Anyway, I just some stuff just doesn't make sense to me.
No. I don't know. I don't know what you do about it. You like surprise
Just don't have it.
Don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what they used to do that was this? They quit doing this back in the 60s, and it kind of was neat. Whoever won the football championship, the season kicked. Well, no, it was it was like in training camp for the pros. They played a college all-star team. One game, and that was fun. That was neat. Like I can remember watching the Packers play a college all-star team.
Huh. That is kind of cool.
But they've done away with that, and probably could never get it done now.
No.
Well, actually, those guys weren't in college anymore. They had to be seniors, and so that's how they could do it. They could get together, and probably some of them were going into the pros anyway, and so they were in training camp. And I don't know how they did it. Things have gotten too complicated.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that now. Probably legal reasons and all that shit. Not even legal, just like injuries and waivers and all that shit.
But the NFL, they shouldn't even mess with this. This is insanity.
It is insanity.
Yeah, I'll never forget one more thing. Back in this would have been in the 90s. Switzer had to go coach the game.
Yeah.
After they won the Super Bowl at Dallas. I remember this very well because the only reason I watched it was back then you watched a little bit of it because the players were still going then. Right. I think he got bonuses and stuff like that. He's over there. He's just sitting on the bench eating hot dogs.
Right. Yeah.
And they're just criticizing him up one side and down the other. So they asked him at the game, you didn't even care, did you? He goes, why should I care? None of the players did.
Right. Yeah.
He said, do you really think there was strategy going on in this game? This is an exhibition where they just come over and go to Hawaii, just like me.
Yeah.
No, I didn't give a shit whether we won or not. Neither did they.
No.
He's over there just eating hot dogs, and he's not paying one damn attention to what's going on. Oh, that's the way that guy was, though.
Yeah. That's
he would have either been the biggest media darling of all time or Bill Belichick,
Yeah, right.
They probably would have been Bill Belichick because he was way ahead of his time.
Very much so, and that's why everybody hated him, and they probably hold they do hold grudges against him probably still to this day.
Yeah, so Oklahoma was only, he just said what he thought.
Yeah.
Which might play today. I don't know.
Looks like $69 will get you in. It's all general admission. I can't find a seating chart for this place. I feels like it's just like a big built, like a big.
Probably it's like an expo center
almost. So I don't know. We'll tune in. I am kind of curious to see what this is. But
get them down to 69 cents. And here in Joplin, I might go.
If the Pro Bowl was played in Joplin, I would not go. I can promise you.
Oh no.
So
yeah. So anyway.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. We're going to be out of here. We'll be back next week. We'll actually give our Super Bowl picks. I think we kind of know what we're doing. So, not going to be a whole lot of
real surprise
when it comes to that. So, all right. I got to get out of here. We will be back next week. Should be a lot of fun. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Hopefully, if you're snowed in, you're getting out here. So, yeah, it's starting to melt. So that's good news. And hopefully next week we'll have Oakland back in the Southwest. But until then, we'll see you next week, guys.
This is due to Bet Sports.